delete it. You've been on there for 6 months. Have you met anybody? Maybe even a year. All the dates you've been on have been what? Trash.
When they come back, do not fall for the okie doke. I still gave him my number and smiled and said, make sure you text me in the next 5 minutes. Don't play with me.
Kevin Samuels did warn these women that winter was coming, because as much as women love to talk about how much better they are doing than men, these women really has been sounding down pretty bad lately.
So if you have had Tinder or Hinge or any of the major dating apps for more than 90 days, or you plan on making some significant changes to your dating profile, it is time to delete the apps. Make a new account, start from scratch, and start over. The reason for that is there's an algorithm on the apps, and their goal is to feed you a lot of good people up front, and then it wanes off because they want you to spend more money.
Since me and you are friends now, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. Delete it. Do not look at me like that. I know you have it. Hinge. Bumble and Bumble. Plenty of Fish. Ooh, that one's horrible. Tinder. Delete it. You've been on there for 6 months. Have you met anybody? Maybe even a year. All the dates you've been on have been what? Trash. Delete it. Delete the app. You're going to press on it. You're going to hold it down. And when it starts to do that wiggly thing, you're going to hit the little X and it's going to be gone. And you're not going to download it again. Because next year, you're not going to be on a dating app. I need you to get your hair done, your nails done, your lashes done, get in the gym, whatever's going to make you feel good about yourself. And I'm mad at you because you get invited to places and then you turn it down. How are you going to meet him if you never leave the house? You need to start going to these places. You know where I met my fiance? Somebody else's wedding at an event. You need to get outside, okay? So delete the app. As a matter of fact, I might do a story time about my dating experience on dating apps so you can see that there's not. The girl already told y'all there is nothing left. There's nothing left on the dating app.
She's absolutely right, but these women are not going to listen to her because they are addicted to the attention that they get from these dating apps. If they do delete these apps, they will be back on these apps by Thursday or Friday night, just looking for attention and validation from any man that will give it to them. Even men on other apps like Instagram or Facebook.
Your friends be lying to you and hide behind these catchphrases. I'm gonna tell you what it really means so you can clock them next time. He wasn't vulnerable enough because he didn't trauma dump on her within the first 2 weeks, so she didn't have an excuse to fuck, aka a connection. So, also a great excuse to level up to a friend with more money, like, oh no, he wasn't vulnerable enough, but his friend that just so happens to have more money was. She's discovering herself, reformed hoe. She's probably celibate, let the wrong guy hit. And now she just like got a reset before, I don't know. Now she's on her journey. She's actually discovering her whole self. That bitch is just starting. This is also an excuse to leave your nigga and level up because he wasn't vulnerable enough with you on your journey. If she describes him as toxic, that's a couldn't be me ass bitch, and the whole time it is. And not only is it, it's worser than you think. If she describes your relationship as toxic for him putting you in your place when you should have been put in your place, also use male-centered as a description for their manifestation of their jealousy for never being loved properly. The excuse to fuck be stupid. Make her explain it. Oh my God, I can't explain it. It was just so natural and it manifested. Oh, I'm gonna add that on here. Manifested. The whole time it was over the general umbrella category of music. Do you like music? Oh my God, I love music. Me too. Oh, we just had such a deep connection over music. You wanted to suck his dick and not look bad for it, because he ain't.
As a man who has 3 other sisters and was raised with them, she's speaking none but facts. Some women can be very heartless and cruel, just like men can be. And then she did a part 2. Check this out.
Your friends hide behind these catchphrases to lie to you, part 2. Real and genuine is a way to exacerbate something that really wasn't that good. Like, bitch come back from having a conversation with the fine man everybody wanted to holler at, and now all of a sudden they have a real, genuine, down-to-earth, should have added that, connection. That's when girl code pop up. She called dibs, so now you can't holler at him even though he was out fucking you their whole conversation. He's still gonna fuck both of y'all. One of y'all not gonna tell either. My man got perfect timing, so let me calm down. For you to be male-centered, your friendships have to be de-centered. So essentially, it's the utmost selfish way of women trying to find their way back to the center of your life through their friendship. Not, this is the first time I've seen you falling in love, and update me when you can. I understand this new life you're trying to have. You de-centered our friendship for a man. prove me right for a second, look up male-centered women, and every time they mention how their friendship was decentered for a man, scroll. You will not get past the video. That's the whole premise. You don't know anybody's intentions. You can never know anybody's intentions unless they tell you out loud, and usually they probably will lie to you. Because I don't have to tell you what the fuck my intentions are. It's what I plan to do, and plans change. You had a script in your head, and I didn't follow the script, so I wasn't being intentional with you on your timeline. He decided. If he decided, but she had an atom of input, she decided. If he decided and put his foot down, we decided. And that could go on any scale, but it's mostly like he broke up with her, but then she tells everybody we decided to part ways.
I got to read some of these comments because they was funny. One man says, as a male friend in a female friend group, this is stuff I clock, but I cannot say anything about. And another man says, after being friends with nothing but girls, this is spot on.
There's a certain subset of people that will only love you once you leave. They only value your presence once it's gone. And when you leave is when they will decide to treat you the way that you deserved to be treated the entire time. Let me tell you this from personal experience, as someone who's dealt with this in friendships and romantic relationships. When they come back, do not fall for the okie doke. Okie doke can be gifts, praise, promises, ideas, all these things that have been missing the entire time will now, out of nowhere, be there. We've all heard the saying, you don't miss water until the well runs dry. Do you want to be the water that someone wanted after the well runs dry? Or do you want to be the water that someone needs to survive? The water that keeps them going. The water that they have at least a gallon of a day, replenish, filter, bathe in, sprinkle Epsom salt into, take care of, and need. There is a big difference. When you realize that the person you are around values you only because you are not there, it's not a representation of you. Do not internalize it, but just realize this person has their own issues. Most likely their attachment style is way off. They have the kind of love with their caregiver that you most likely do not have. And it is not something that you need to facilitate in your life. And if you're the kind of person who's really empathetic and you psychoanalyze them and you go, oh, it's because of all these traumatic instances and blah, 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 blah. Don't fall for being so understanding that you are okay with being disrespected.
If a man asks me for my number, I'm going to give it to him. I don't care what he look like. And if I don't like him, I'm going to throw an extra razzle-dazzle in there and be like, yeah, make sure you text me right now or in the next 5 minutes, boo. Don't play with me. Y'all act like the block button don't exist. Do y'all know there are men out here unaliving women because they don't want to give their number up to these men? Baby, I don't care what you look like, how aggressive you came at me. You about to get this number. I was at the gas station and tall dude with dreads walked up to me and said, let me get your number. Not asking me, can he get my number? No, baby, he demanded it in a nice way. And even though he wasn't my type, I still gave him my number and smiled and said, make sure you text me in the next 5 minutes. Don't play with me. And he walked off smiling. Okay, not angry, not triggered, not disrespected. He walked away from me smiling. Women, come on, this is chess. When I'm in the presence of a man, I'm going to give him the ultimate respect, regardless if I'm attracted to him or not. I love my life. I love my future. I love my purpose. And I'm not going to allow pride or ego to get the best of me in that moment. I'm not going to be like, do he not see who I am? Do he not see how he just came at me? I want a gentleman. I don't want nobody rough around the edges. Now, granted, some women may like men who are aggressive and talk to them a little rough. Me, I'm going to come at you with respect, and I expect you to come at me with respect.
She's absolutely right. This is something that I tell all the female family members and friends that I know. In certain situations where men are coming up to you and you're solo, just go ahead and give the guy the number. You know, don't escalate the situation. A lot of men don't know how to handle rejection. This is definitely the advice I would give my daughter if I had one.
The more you build a man, the more you open his options for other women. Okay? But when a man builds a woman, the opposite happens. Okay? So if he set the bar so high, right, with providing for you, spoiling you, taking you on vacations, you know, just being your full provider and protector, if a woman did a man like that wrong, the chances of her finding another man like that is slim to none. That's why there's no risk involved when a man builds a woman. When he invests in a woman, when he spoils a woman, there's no risk in doing that, because you set the bar so high that if another man will try to come in and replace you, he will fail at it. Money gives men access to women that they would have never been able to pull had they been broke. Rick Ross, look at the women he was able to pull. Rod Wave, look at his baby mama. You think if he was broke and had no money, you think he'll be able to pull a woman like that? Look at Chris Rock, Kevin Hart. He's short. Look at his wife. Look at the woman he's able to pull, right? It ain't because they look good. It ain't because they tall, handsome, and fine, right? It's the money that gives them access to those type of women. Who Jay-Z married to? It wasn't his looks that pulled Beyonce, okay? Look at Biggie Smalls when he was alive and he had pulled Faith Evans. Baby, back then in the 80s and 90s, Faith Evans was beautiful. She was that girl. Yeah, look how he was able to pull her. It wasn't his looks. Okay, even though you may laugh and be like, yeah, they ain't fine, but these are 1% men, right, who are rich. Look at Country Wayne. This man has 10 kids, and women was in the comment section when he did an interview talking about, that's the type of man I need. This man got 10 kids, but because he has money, a lot of women don't care about a man's past. They don't care that he created a whole bunch of broken homes. They care about his future, right? But see, men, they care about a woman's past. That's why you don't give your prime years and your wound up to Pookie and Ray Ray, who can't provide for you and love you. When you build a man, just know that you are increasing his market value in the dating world.
She's speaking straight facts, because a lot of these men, high value men, they do marry women who they're able to take to certain places and certain heights. Heights meaning, you know, a network gala, a business event. A lot of men do subscribe to the trophy wife lifestyle. The more beautiful and polished that woman is, that when she walks in a room, she make him look better to the men and the women in that room. And usually if he know how to network, he know how to leverage that relationship. Advertisement of his marriage, how things look in the public. But she's pretty much saying that the woman that a man marries give him a certain prestige and look. But anyways, that's all I got in this video. You guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about what some of these women had to say. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. I will see you in the next one.